All right, welcome to BLT on Rye. We are still on quarantine, but we're almost not. We're almost out of here. There's light at the other end of the tunnel.
And it does not look like a nice light. It looks like a terrible, horrible, spooky light. Probably from a graveyard.
Probably a bad light, but light nonetheless. You're here with your hosts of BLT. I am L this week. We're going for factual accuracy. I am Luke.
I am Benny.
I'm Tori.
And that is LBT, because I forgot what order is. So, anything you guys want to talk about before we get into the stuff?
What's the deal with airplane food?
What is the deal with airplane food?
Apparently, it's the altitude that you're at makes it, harder to taste things because you're breathing different, like the air. I don't know. I've heard that altitude plays a part in your ability to taste things.
I've never had an issue with airplane food. I've never been like, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted. I'm on an airplane to go somewhere. Ugh, what a terrible time. I'm always like, sustenance. Delicious. Delectable. I have just woken up from an 8-hour nap, and I'm ready to eat.
I've only been on a flight long enough to deserve food twice, and yeah, it was food, I guess.
As you can imagine, I've never eaten on an airplane.
I am not surprised.
Have you flown often?
I think the longest I've ever flown was to Italy. I don't know how long that flight was. I was only 16. I did not know time yet.
How was the food in Italy? I feel like there was a lot of pizza.
I'm going to admit something to you guys that I don't admit often. When I was in Italy as a 16-year-old child, mainly I had McDonald's.
They
had pizza, but it didn't look like pizza I could trust.
It was untrustworthy pizza. Well, now that we've cracked that dark chapter open, who wants to go first this week? I'll go first. So, I picked for you guys the Daughters album, You Won't Get What You Want. And Daughters is a... how would you classify them? Post something.
Yeah.
Let me see what their Wikipedia says.
Would experimental be the right word?
Yeah. Noise rock, no wave. What in the hell is no wave? Industrial. Anyway, they had a large break before they released this album. They put out an album in 2010 and then kind of stopped doing band stuff a little bit after that. Like 2010-ish, they stopped doing band stuff and then they started again. And then they put an album together and it was You Won't Get What You Want. How did you guys feel about You Won't Get What You Want?
I guess I always expect it to be
A female power group, because that's what I thought. I was like, hell yeah, hit me with some hard rock and roll, female identifying people, let's get it.
No, that'd be like Mortals. Not in the naming convention, but there's a band called Mortals that's like 3 chicks that just fucking rip. Anyway, sorry, Benny. You expected it would be...
I guess when someone says something is metal, in my mind, it's Metallica.
I don't necessarily know if I would even call this metal.
No. And so, I guess every time I start an album up, I'm like, alright, here comes the thrashing. And it never comes. It never... Well, I guess on War it did.
Yeah.
But it was very sparse. It was very, atmospheric.
That's That's the interesting thing, because, like, thrash metal is a specific a specific subgenre in metal, but it's definitely the one that got, like, the most critical acclaim and prominence, because, like, metal was biggest in the 80s and 90s, and at the time, thrash was, like, the biggest thing. Like, that's when Metallica was playing to crowds of, like, Christ, have you ever seen the footage of Metallica playing in Russia? Like, the first concert after the USSR had fallen. It was like 3 million people. It was bonkers. But, you know,
What venue will hold 3 million?
I mean, like, it's a big outdoor, open air sort of thing. Are you guys aware of the big four of thrash metal?
I bet I can guess. Well, let Tori guess first.
All right.
Say that part again.
The big four of thrash metal. The four biggest bands in thrash metal.
Alright, I got this. Number 1, Sleeping with Sirens.
Okay.
Number 2, The Bone Warriors.
I thought you were going to say Bone Thugs and Harmony, but Bone Warriors. Okay, you got 2.
Number 3, the Insane Clown Posse.
Okay.
And number 4, of course, would be a Bubblegum Princess.
Okay, wow. I really love the Sleeping with Sirens poll. That is wildly amusing. All right, Betty, your go.
My guess is Metallica.
Correct.
Slayer.
Correct.
Megadeth.
Correct.
And the fourth one I've been trying to figure out.
Well, apparently it's not any of the ones that I named.
Well, only one of... Oh, well, no, 2 of those were bands.
What was the second one?
Bone Warriors, which I don't think is a band.
But you just said 2 of them were band names.
Yeah, the first one, Sleeping with Sirens and the Insane Clown Posse, are both bands.
Oh, that's true, I did say.
Well,
Alright.
It's not like Twisted Sister.
No, they're more hair metal. Anthrax. Anthrax is the last of the big four of thrash metal, and they're definitely the smallest. But honestly, I've seen all of them except Metallica in concert, and Anthrax still, like, their singer's old as hell, and he looks like someone ran over a leather satchel. But he still moves, and he still got the pipes. Anyway, yeah, so a lot of people, when they think metal, they think thrash metal, but that's kind of just a tiny piece of the puzzle. Anyway, back to Daughters.
It sort of had like an electronic vibe. Like, it was very...
industrial, I would say.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of 9 Inch Nails a bit.
Yeah.
I really like Long Road No Turns.
I would say my favorite song is probably The Closer, Guest House.
Okay.
I think Satan in the Wait was one of the singles, and it does run a little long compared to, like, everything else, but it does a lot of that atmospheric building in the beginning.
Yeah.
Tori, did you have any pieces of this that you found particularly enjoyable?
I did. I liked the intro, at least, to the Lord song. I thought that had, like, a good, like... City song, I thought that my phone was broken.
Oh, like the...
Yeah, and also the intro is just static.
Yeah.
And I was like, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done?
Luke has brought the devil into my phone, and now...
That is always my fear when Luke chooses a band, is that there is going to be some sort of, like, satanic ritual happening in the song, and it's going to summon a demon to my house, and I don't, like... Religion is fine, everything, like, I'm fine with Satanists, I'm fine with whatever. I don't fuck with ghosts. I don't fucks with ghosts. I don't.
Don't fuck with ghosts, don't fuck with demons.
Nope, that is, I don't fuck with them, and I hope that they don't fuck with me.
You know, that's the thing. I was talking to a friend of mine who was like, I wouldn't say scared of ghosts, but like definitely on this level of like, and I was like, you know, this person's normally like a evidence-based, rational sort of person, and I'm like, well, what about ghosts is it that like does it for you? And she was like, you know, I don't know if ghosts are real, but if they were real, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, how do you fight a ghost? You can't stop a ghost. And I was like, you know, that kind of makes sense. Like, there's supposed to be stuff you can do to, like vampires, you just stay in the sun, zombies, you shoot them in the head. Ghosts, what do you do to a ghost? You just leave.
I watched this very interesting documentary about ghosts, and it was like, there were like these 4 scientists. I can't even get through it without laughing.
Were you about to do a ghost?
And they had this system for like getting rid of ghosts.
Ah, yes. Did they bust them?
Yeah.
And did it make them feel good?
I'm so mad at myself that I couldn't even get to the word scientist.
I appreciate that you gave it a go, though. I thought it was going to be like Ghost Adventures. Like one of the TV shows where they try and find ghosts, but... See, yeah. Now I want to finish this joke. I'm going to try and take it over. I'm stealing this one from you, Benny.
Okay, go for it.
So there are these 4 scientists, and they did all sorts of, like, paranormal research, and, like, maybe not necessarily, like, specters, but, like, whatever gave off these signals, these electromagnetic fields. They created all sorts of devices to track and encapsulate all of these different things, and it's really interesting. And they're based out of this old firehouse in New York. Now,
I mean, I would think that the EPA would have some sort of issue
based
with
out of
that.
an old firehouse. Are you thinking of that movie where it stars Paul Blart, but he's gay? Bill and Ted? No. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Yes, that had no ghosts in it, to my knowledge.
Do they live in a
To your
firehouse,
knowledge.
or are they firemen?
I think they're
yeah,
firemen.
they're firemen. But I think part of that entails
I
living
guess
in a
you
firehouse.
kind of live there.
Is that not the movie we're talking about? I didn't get it from any
No, it
context
was
clues.
Ghostbusters. It was Ghostbusters, and you got that. You were just trying to kill my fun.
That's true.
Don't kill my vibe.
4 female Ghostbusters. The feminists are winning. I'm an adult virgin. That was a very good Vine from a while ago.
I am aware of that.
R.I.P. Vine.
Let's see. Rip Vine. Anyway, so daughters, I found out about this album from Anthony Fantano, Best Teeth in the Game, who, if you guys don't know, he's a YouTuber who does music reviews and whatnot. And every year he'll do like a list of top whatever. I feel like I brought it up because that's how I found Chat Pile as well, the first episode of this podcast. But this was like one of his very few 10 out of 10 albums. Rarely gives out a 10 out of 10. And I was like, oh, wow. Normally his views and criticism all align pretty close with mine. Let me check it out. And it just like, it blew me away. It sounds like someone having a mental breakdown. And for some reason, that just seems to be my thing. Like, just wall of sound, everything's happening at once, and it's horrifying, and you can't parse all of it in one go. I may be, like, equating some of these things incorrectly to, like, what they meant them as, but, I don't know, like, guest house sounds to me like someone who has recovered from whatever manic state they were in and is trying to reconnect with reality, and they can't anymore. Like, the refrain of, like, let me in. I've come from a faraway place. It's real. You may not see it. You may not believe me, but please let me in. Let me back. But the door is locked, and the key's bent, and they locked the cellar door. The windows are bricked up. I can't get in. I don't understand why it's so hard for me to get back in. I can't realign. I can't join back in the world of the sane. And then just the shouting of, let me in! Like, just the complete, utter depravity of it all. Feels good.
I'm glad you said those words because I didn't understand a single word that happened on this album.
Really? Even like the slower stuff?
Yeah, there was some stuff I understood. There was definitely times where I was like, I have no idea. But there was definitely some stuff that I feel like you could understand.
No, yeah, there were, but most of the words happened around me. And words happened to me.
I'm trying to think of some other ones that, like, I have more reasonable explanations for, like, Satan in the Wait, to me, tells the tale of a guy who... Hold on, let me pull up the lyrics. Yeah, he just kind of sounds like an antisocial person, and not in the, like, I don't like hanging out with people, but, like, in the original, I believe that society should be dismantled sort of person. Just like this view of a person who's all alone and hates everything that he's looking at, and then at slowly realizing that things may not be so bad, the sun's coming up, the world is opening up, and someday he realizes that someday this might change. He might feel different about this eventually. He might not feel like everything's awful, but he's not quite there yet.
That's interesting. I'll have to listen to it again. I feel like on the first listen through, a lot of that kind of got lost.
Yeah. Oh, what else? The Flammable Man. I just like the writing on that one. What is the... I don't lie awake at night for a good time because it's fun. I don't live near the ocean anymore for fear that the tide will turn. I don't bet on the horses anymore, save for the one that I rode in on. And is something burning here, or is it me? It's like, oh, that'd be something like, do I smell burning, or is that just me? But it's like, is something burning, or is it me? Am I on fire? I don't really have a good explanation for what that one's about. I just like the words. Reason They Hate Me is good. I just...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I did also... If Reason to Hate Me, if they took off whatever filter they had on the guitar that made it like the metal, it would be
if they took off the metal setting?
What?
If they took off the metal setting?
Yes. It would just be, like, if they played this on an acoustic setup, I think it would be a really fun song.
Yeah, you can look up, I'm sure there's plenty of them on YouTube, where people play riffs from metal songs, like famous ones, but like with all the reverb and stuff cut out. And some of it just sounds like, whoa, this could be like a really catchy pop tune. But yeah, that one's like the... I'm not doing it any justice with my mouth, but...
I saw one where they played Metallica songs in a major key. And they're all just Blink-182 songs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of it. Don't tell me how to do my job. Carry on like a son of a bitch. Yeah. I also want to draw attention to what the lead singer's hair used to look like.
Okay.
I would love to know. I thought you were just going to say I want to draw and finish that with you wanted to draw a picture of the band.
I don't think it looks like this anymore. As you probably got it shaved, but... Oh god, where's a good picture? Here.
Me every time I take a photo.
There we go, we'll post it in the Discord.
It took me a second to adjust to what was happening.
I don't understand. Is there a small creature that's just clinging to life to the back of his head?
To describe it to the listener, he has a buzz cut. He has almost a reverse mullet. He has a buzz cut till the end, in which the entire back of his head is left uncut.
I would call it less a reverse mullet and more a mullet to the extreme.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
Have you guys ever seen the Adult Swim Fish Center?
No.
It was a program they had or have on Adult Swim where they have bands come and play in front of a green screen and then just have like a fish tank going on in the background. And there's something like the fish get points for something, like depending on where they are on the screen. I don't know. And then they interview the band for a little bit, but they were on there, and when they were on there, I would say the hair was even less than that. Like, take it in another inch on the sides and on the top, and it was like a probably about a 4-inch square chunk of hair that like grew all the way down and like came out. So it was actually like you could put it in a ponytail or something. But
why?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I always thought whenever James Conner had that haircut, I was like, wow, that may be the worst hair I've seen. And I was wrong.
Who is James Conner?
He is a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Was? I've heard some trade rumor stuff.
I believe still is officially.
Yeah.
Also went to your college.
Yeah, he was the dude that went to Pitt.
While I was there?
Probably. For at least, there was probably some overlap.
Yeah, like your sophomore year and his senior year, maybe?
I did party with some sports bros, and we went to a rager, and they were like, oh, that's the dude that got signed, and I went, neat. And continued to get very drunk.
Could have been him. I think that James Conner...
It was in Southo. You're welcome, Benny.
Thank you. To everyone, Southo is the greatest place on earth.
Incorrect.
Well.
Shoutouts to Southo. Wait, Tori, what year did you graduate from Pitt? Or what year did you start going to Pitt? Sorry.
I graduated high school in 2016, because I went to UW for a year.
Okay, yes, so his senior year was 2016.
Okay, then yeah, it was probably him.
The most famous thing about him is he overcame cancer.
Yes. And then got signed in to play professional ball in the same town that he played college ball in, so kind of like a hometown boy sort of story. Although, where's he from? Like, from?
I think, like, the middle of the state.
Oh.
I could be wrong, though.
Mill Creek.
Okay.
So, up near Erie. Yeah. That counts. He's a hometown boy.
Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's snowing out.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my god. I'm not close enough to a window to check if you're...
It's like that fake snow where you can see it's blowing in the wind and it's not just water, but when it hits the ground, it's instantly like ice or slush or water.
I gotta walk away from my computer and check.
Disgusting.
Oh, fuck! You were right!
Yeah. I wasn't just making it up just to get you out of your seat.
Okay, but you can't blame me for checking. That is
Yeah, for
absolutely
sure.
something you would do.
Yeah, and it's May 8th. It's the shit should have stopped by now. So, any other thoughts on You Won't Get What You Want?
I think I will get what I want.
Interesting.
Which is that I won't have to listen to this band again.
Didn't like it.
No, that was a sick word. I thought a couple of their songs were fine.
That's okay. You guys are allowed to not like my stuff. Same as I hate everything I've ever listened to that you got. No, I'm kidding.
Like when you guys shit on Friday Night Lights for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. We did do that.
And
mostly
I will
Tori, but I helped.
I will say that I keep listening to Solve and the Fool by Zeal and Ardor.
Oh, wow. I still have Yeah, No, I Know on my Spotify.
Yeah, No, I Know it's great. This is now where I should say something.
But you don't.
And I have Short Fictions songs.
I did go back to the Short Fictions album once or twice, and I don't like it as much as the as Yeah, No, I Know, but it's still, I'll play it once or twice. All right, so that was You Won't Get What You Want. I would say it's probably the best album of 2019 because that was when I listened to it, although it came out in 2018.
That came out in 2008.
2018.
Daughters?
You won't. But Daughters did a thing in 2010 and then stopped for a while, and then 2018. So this was October of 2018. This album came out.
Oh, okay. I'm illiterate.
Ah. I do that with numbers all the time. I will flip numbers and read them incorrectly, aloud, and it always happens with numbers that add up to 10. I'll see a 7 and I'll say 3, or I'll see an 8 and I'll say 2.
If I had to make a medical diagnosis of this, I would say you're possessed by a demon.
I was going to say dyscalculia, but okay. Possessed by a demon, I can work with that. Oh, now it's actual flakes. It's literal flakes of snow. They've hit the window and stuck.
We've got to hurry up so that I can go run around outside.
All right. Do you want to go next or do you want me to go next?
Nothing matters. Nothing is real.
All right. Executive decision. Coin flip. Heads is Hadestown. Tails is Never Hungover Again. I dropped the coin.
I call heads.
I'm making this difficult.
Why do you get to call first?
I've lost the coin.
Fine. What do you want?
I found it.
No, it's fine.
Tori, call it in the air.
No, it's fine. Benny called heads. It's fine.
It's tails.
Fuck.
All right. So that means Hadestown?
Well, that means she gets to choose.
Tori gets to pick.
She gets to either punt or receive.
I don't want to choose. I thought he said that heads was...
Okay, heads is Never Hungover Again. Tails is Hadestown. It's Tails. Let's talk about Hadestown, the musical.
All right, bet. Hadestown, the musical, which I did get to see before Broadway closed down. So it's by Anais Mitchell, and it's based on the Greek story of Orpheus and Eurydice. And it's where his Orpheus loves this girl, and she is like, I'm gonna die, and so she dies and goes to the underworld, and Orpheus goes down to get her, and Hades is like, I can't just let her go, but you can have her if you walk all the way from here, to the outside world, and you don't look back. And spoiler alert, he gets to the very end, he's like outside. If he had taken 2 more steps, it would have been fine. But he turned around to look at her, and he saw her, because he didn't know the whole time she was there. And he just had to, like, trust. And so he got to the very end and turned around while she was still, like, inside, and she was there, and then she was gone forever.
Yeah. So, this week, I discovered something about my musical tastes thanks to these 2 picks, Hadestown and Never Hungover Again. I don't like it when singers sound good. Like, I enjoyed Hadestown, and I enjoyed, like, most of the music from it. But anytime Orpheus had, like, a majority part in a song, I was like, can this one be over now?
Oh, no, that's fair about Orpheus, though.
And it's not that, like, he was bad. He was a good singer, but it was, like, very traditional, hit all the notes just right, clear enunciation, good projection.
His voice, though, it was like he was really acting it, and it wasn't coming off natural, his voice.
It
like when
never feels
speaking.
genuine.
Yeah.
It's too fake. That said,
it's also fake in a way that the others are not. Like, Hermes clearly also doing a voice, but they're all doing, like, 20s jazz voices, and then Orpheus is doing, like, something different.
Yeah, and I suppose that helps to serve a separation between, like his song is so angelic and majestic, because that's, you can't really portray that. Like, whenever there's stuff that's like, oh, it was so hideous, it was unlookable. Like, you could do that in a book. You can't do that in a movie because you have to look at it. If there's a song that's so beautiful, it melts stone, you can't have him, like, actually sing the song because everyone's like, oh, well, he's pretty good, I guess. But not this mythical good. But that, like, separation between the different style of everyone else and Orpheus sounding more classical.
I have a question about this.
Yes.
Was it supposed to be jazz music?
Yeah, so in the play, the jazz musicians are on the stage. And they're all dressed in, like, that era of clothing. And I love that during her oh my god, now I've lost the name.
Alright.
Persephone. During her song, What's My Name, she introduces the band on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say half of them are jazz.
Yeah.
The other half sounded like Colby Calais songs.
That's fair. Do you want to hear something disgusting?
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, it's great for her, but, like, so Eva Noblezada, who plays,
Eurydice?
Yes, thank you. I'm blanking names right now. I just woke up from a nap. I finished my last year of my second year of school, and I'm ready to die. She is 24, and, married, and has a Tony nomination for Best Leading Actress in a Musical. And I do want to die because of this fact, because she is so talented. And I am already 24. And I will
that's right. We're 27 here, so, like, we've got a little bit on you. And then I'm sure there's someone, my mom's listening to this, like, oh, you children, you. We've got a long road ahead of us. And it'll mostly be agony. Let me clarify. We're not getting Tonys here. You who knows? You might. Me and Benny aren't getting Tonys. We're not. We're cues to a life of insignificance. That's how it all goes. We just have made peace with it through alcohol and sad music. Isn't that right, Benny?
Yes.
Yeah. So
my other
come join us.
Question is, what part did Bon Iver play in this?
Who?
Bon Iver?
Yeah, Bon Iver. I know that he's in some way involved.
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver. Well, I pronounce it Bon Iver.
No, it is, I believe. I just think it's funny to call him Bon Iver.
Tori?
I don't...
Did we
A
lose
quick
her?
search of the Wikipedia page does not find Bon Iver involved in Hadestown, but that's...
I swear he was.
Does he have a real name, or is that his real name?
His real name is Justin Vernon.
Justin Vernon. It appears he was Orpheus on the concept album.
Okay. And that wasn't the album we listened to.
No, this was the original cast recording.
Okay. I'd be interested to hear his version. I wonder if he triple layers his voice at all times.
My favorite parts of this are anything with Hades.
Did the first notes of Hey Little Songbird get you pregnant?
Oh my god. Hey little songbird. Like, that's so deep and soulful.
Hearing
By far
it
my
in
favorite
person
song.
makes you pregnant, I swear.
That one was good. Although he was my favorite vocalist, but he was also like a industrial capitalist, and this was very anti-capitalist, and in that he is probably the worst character. He's the bad guy, and also not a redeemable bad guy in that, like, oh, he's doing the right things for the wrong reasons, or the wrong thing for the right reasons. He wants to cage his wife and keep people trapped in hell forever.
To be fair, he is the devil.
Yeah, well, actually, in original Greek myth, Hades was just kind of like in charge of the underworld. Like, he didn't do a whole lot of bad stuff. It was just like, well, I guess this is what I'm doing. If I recall.
Yeah, it was literally like Poseidon chose the sea, Zeus chose the sky, and he was left with the underworld.
Yeah. And also, a couple of the musical interludes, normally when I see a 1 minute instrumental part, I'm like, okay, I could probably skip this. It's just kind of like scene building while the characters move around and move from one set to the other. But man, I'll have to look it up. Is the Fates the band, or is that the singer?
Well, so the three Fates, two of them, at least in the show that I saw, played instruments during it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had, I want to say it was a violin and an accordion.
Mm.
And they were incredible.
And there's something of a Greek chorus, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't recall which song it was, but there was one, I think it was in the first act. It was just a musical interlude that just, the drums just fucking ripped. It was awesome.
I would say my favorite part is when Orpheus begins the song about Hades in front of Hades. He goes, ooh, it's about me.
Like, ooh, I like this.
I enjoyed that so much, because that's exactly how I would respond to somebody singing a song about me.
Ooh, I don't know. Part of me would also probably feel very awkward. I mean, I'm not the Lord of Hell, so I don't have that kind of, like, bravado, but I just think back to any time someone sings Happy Birthday to me while I'm sitting there. It's like, yes, this song's about me, but this is the worst.
That's true.
Yeah, that's valid. As somebody who just celebrated a birthday.
Happy birthday, Tori.
Thank you.
I texted you some birthday emojis, but I didn't say happy birthday.
Benny does this hilarious thing where Venmos people for however much is however old they are. So he Venmoed me $24, and I got it in class, and I did crack up on camera.
I didn't get you anything. I'll get you some drinks whenever we can do that again. I'll say one of my favorite parts is at the end when Orpheus turns around and sees Eurydice and goes, "Oh shit." And then it just kind of closes like, hey, remember, this is a Greek tragedy. this ends bad. This is a sad song, but we sing it anyway. And I was like, I appreciate that. What I would have expected was they take this whole thing and then just at the end they get out and they sing a happy song at the end because it's a musical and I'm used to happy-go-lucky musicals. And this is a genuine Greek tragedy turned into a musical. It is sad at the end and bad stuff happens because that's how it goes. And I was like, wow, I appreciate that.
I love it just is like, they say, we know it was ending sad, we did it anyway, and now we're about to do the exact same thing in the next show.
Yeah, that, we're gonna keep singing it like that. Oh, Christ, here we go again. And that had it at the start, like, the opening was like, this is a tragedy, and we sing it and it's sad, but we keep doing it, like, reminds you of that again.
It was really like the opening of 500 Days of Summer, where they're like, this is not a happy story.
I've not seen it.
I believe that is my favorite movie. The exact intro is, this is a story about love. This is not a love story.
That's your favorite movie?
I believe 500 Days of Summer is my favorite movie. I may have given another answer 2 weeks ago. It changes a lot.
I just sent a photo in the group of Persephone holding her flask. And if you can ever find a flask like that, it is all that I want in the whole world. It looks like an oddly shaped bagel.
Yeah, that's a weird... That looks like someone took a circle flask and then just kind of like bent it to hell.
Yeah.
Yep. And I want one so bad.
Let's see what happens if I Google circle flask.
My name is Our Lady of the Upside Down. Honey, what's my name? My name is Persephone.
If I Google donut flask, it's literally donuts.
This also reminded me a lot of the Coen Brothers movie, O Brother, Where Art Thou? I don't know if it was just because it was like the 20s in Greek mythology.
Yeah, that was the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've yet to see that, and I heard it's very good, and I do like that putting a different style of music to like a story you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, because too often we get straightforward stuff like, historical figures rapping, which is just so on the nose.
Yeah, that one's a little much. Like, now, I guess. Hamilton, it was like, okay, cool. You've cashed in at the apex. You've hit the cultural zeitgeist of this. This is things now. But can we not do that anymore? Tori, can you ask your friends if they cannot do that anymore?
If they cannot rap?
If they can not make musicals where the main kick is, wow, I didn't expect this would be rapping.
I can try. We're really into rapping.
Oh, have you heard the new Villain Park?
What was that, Benny? I didn't catch that.
It was a joke about being real into rap.
Oh. I'll hear it when I edit it and laugh.
I also didn't hear it, so...
It'll be a secret until...
You said, I'm very into rap, and I said, have you heard the new Villain Park?
Villain Party?
Villain Park.
Oh, Villain Park. No.
I don't know what that is.
They're a rap group.
Oh, the one thing I want to say that, Tori, if you ever write a musical, or tell your friends to stop doing this, if they do this, I sound like I'm calling out your friends, but they're the only, chance I have to connect to the people writing this stuff. So, here, I'm hoping that my plea will be heard by some people. The musical rhyming. Not music that rhymes, but the cadence that happens when it's blah 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 log, blah blah dog, fog, blah blah. What? I'm not
Do you mean like
pinning it down.
Eurydice? Your name is like a melody.
But then they change up the cadence, so it'll be like da 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 rhyme, da 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 rhyme, da rhyme, rhyme, da da rhyme. What?
None.
And it just sounds so like it sounds so fake, so unreal.
I've got some news for you about the reality.
I know it's not real. It was real to me, damn it. I gotta find some lyrics to this that'll. You guys keep talking about something.
Talk, something, talk.
Something, walla, walla.
Something, ha ha ha, joke, ha 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 ha.
Fill time.
Fill time, talk.
You guys... I mean, it doesn't have to be that bad, good lord. Anyone else have anything to say?
Let me think.
Did y'all laugh at the part where it's like, who are you? The man who's gonna marry you? I'm Orpheus. Does he always come on this strong? Yes.
What part did I think was weird? There was the part where I was like, oh, there's the part where he gets to the underworld and then describes his trip to the underworld, and I assume, like, I didn't see it. So it's like, it was just weird of like, yeah, I went on this crazy adventure that we skipped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listening to an original recording, we're going to miss any of the, like, spoken dialogue scenes.
Oh, there's spoken dialogue scenes?
No.
There's not?
It's like Hamilton in that all of the parts are in a song.
So we got everything then.
Yeah, you got everything except the visual aspect, which is disappointing. I just sent another photo in the group chat. So it's Orpheus standing under a bunch of lights, and then the miners, not like it's the mining people who are building the wall in the underworld. They come out and they swing these big lights. And so he's standing in the middle, and he like has to like duck under them at points. And then they come out and they like shine over the audience on the upswing, and then come back and like almost hit him, and he's gotta like stand in the exact right spot. Which you can actually watch his performance of one of the songs they did at the Tony Awards, because he performed his song and we think it was because he was the only person not nominated for a Tony Award. But
is it because of his voice? Was it because he did that thing with his voice?
I also did not enjoy his voice very much, but he is on Broadway and I am not. And
it'd be better if award shows, they put out the nominees and then they put out why other people weren't nominated. It'd be incredibly mean and petty, but...
There's also a very tall man who is one of the miners, who was in Frozen on Broadway, and I am in love with him. And if he ever happens to listen to this podcast, I'd throw it all away for you. I would, wherever you want. Let's go.
What are you throwing away? You
My
seem
whole
to be
life.
in this situation marrying a successful person.
Yeah, that sounds like the opposite of throwing things away.
I will throw away anything that he wants me to throw away.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, done. I had to think about it, but yeah, done.
Alright. Should we move on to Never Hungover Again?
Sure.
Are you good with that, Tori?
Absolutely.
So this is the album Never Hungover Again by the band Joyce Manor. It is their third studio album. For reference, it is 19 minutes long.
Yeah, it's super short.
Yeah, very much.
It is, I believe, one of their longest albums. If you would like to, you can. If you've never heard of Joyce Manor right now, take an hour. You can hear 5 Joyce Manor albums. And I believe it is called Never Hungover Again because the lead singer was asked, his name is Barry Johnson, he was asked what he wants on his tombstone, to which he replied, Never Hungover Again.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
What were you guys' thoughts?
I mean, I dug it. I always appreciate how punchy and quick a lot of the, like, emo all the emo music is very short and to the point. I'm trying to think, going through all the songs. Some of them definitely, like, got caught in my head, and I had to come back and listen to them again, because it was, like, one of those earworms, just, like, could not get the hooks, the guitar parts out, or the vocals. I will say, I did not like Heart Tattoo.
How
like
dare you?
Oh, no.
Like, holy shit. If you cut that song, it is like, okay, great. But it's just like...
Heart Tattoo is maybe my favorite song on this album. My favorite Joyce Manor song. I've debated getting a Heart Tattoo because it is, I love it so much.
I also really liked Heart Tattoo.
What did you not like about it? It's so great.
Like, something about the vocals being off for the rest of the album worked with it. For this one, it was like a song about getting a shitty tattoo, and it's the only tattoo you have, and the voice is kind of shitty and whiny, and the whole thing to me was just like this whiny, annoying dude who is like, I'm gonna get a tattoo, guys. I'm gonna do it. I will. I mean, like, my buddy knows a guy, and then he gets a shitty tattoo from a backstreet tattoo guy, and then it's bad. And
but Luke, he knows it looks bad. But it's the
yeah,
only one he
then
has.
why? But that's the point. If
I've also always interpreted that to be it's the only heart he has.
the thing about that to me is, like, I appreciate really weird aesthetics. Like, if someone's like, oh, you know, got some crazy get-up on, I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. But if you think it's shitty looking, why would you get, like why? Like, I might think it looks like shit, but if you're into it, I'm into it because you're into it. If you think it looks like shit, then why are you even doing it? If you think it looks bad, what's the point? Like, if everyone else was like, dude, you got a really shitty heart tattoo, and he's like, I mean, it's not the greatest, but I love it. Like, that's cool. I'm about that. But it's just like, it didn't feel that way to me. I don't know.
Tori, I'm interested in your opinion as somebody who knows music and vocal performances. What did you think of Barry's vocal performances?
I actually really liked this album.
This is probably my favorite album of the past 10 years.
Yeah, I was not mad about any of it. I mean, I didn't listen for, like, how does he sustain any vibrato or anything like that.
See, I assume that you couldn't turn that off. Like, when I watch movies, I cannot turn off my film school education.
Oh, see, I just watch things for a good time.
Your, what's the name of it? No, that's a different thing. There's...
Education?
No, I was going to say Gelsman Amnesia.
My follow-up question is, what did you think of the song Victoria?
I was waiting for the chance to talk about it. Being in a song is always a blast.
Tori, is your full name Victoria?
Did you not know this?
No, I do not. I mean, to be fair, I believe a couple weeks ago you asked if my full name was Lucas.
Pretty sure I called you Lucifer. Or I think it was short for.
It started with Lucas, and then it was Luke, is your full name Lucas? And the answer is no. It's not. You didn't know. You weren't sure what my full name was. And I wasn't sure if your full name was Tori, Victoria, or Victorious. The Nickelodeon TV show. Oh. Victory. Okay. I'm going to call you Vic from now on.
Don't. I won't answer. I don't answer to Vicky, and I don't answer to Vic.
Vicky I could see not answering to, but Vic? How about Victor? I'm going to go with Victor.
That's fine.
Okay. Cool.
When I was a middle school piece of shit, I used to, you know how you give like fake names to restaurants because you think you're super fun?
I still do that, yeah.
Well, I used to go with Victor, and it was so funny. And now, having worked in a restaurant, they don't care. Nothing matters for what they... You could, like, when I asked for somebody's name for an order, I just wrote down, like, a vague description of what they looked like so that I could remember.
Well, see, I would do stuff like, it mostly happens when we go to Burgatory, because they come to the table with burgers
Burgatory
with your
is
names
completely different. When they are forced to read the name to me.
Right. I've... what were some of my greatest hits? Sir Luke the Lionhearted. A Russian Spy, and then when no one answered, I shouted damn loudly. Good lord. What's his name? The musician?
Prince.
Adam.
Lionel Richie.
No. That was close.
And then when the waiter was like, Lionel Richie, I said, hello, is it me you're looking for? And he said, oh, that was pretty good. And then he gave me my burger.
To answer your question, Benny, I loved this song. It is now my new anthem.
I liked Christmas Card and In the Army Now, I think were my favorites.
I went and saw them play at the Rex, and in the middle of the set they take requests. But like you gotta assume, you know, if you're seeing Joyce Manor, they're playing Heart Tattoo, they're playing Constant Headache, they're playing what's the other one? Last You Heard of Me. So I said Catalina Fight Song, and then right after they played Catalina Fight Song, and I was so happy.
Mm-hmm. Like, I did this!
You're enjoying this because of me! Also, a lot of people think Catalina Fight Song begins with the lyric, suck a titty by the ocean. But it's
Is it
Sunken
City by the Ocean?
It's Sunken City by the Ocean.
Got some titty by the ocean.
Titty by the Ocean. That's what that song, Cake by the Ocean is about, right? Well, actually, no, it actually is. My bad. Joke ruined. By validity.
I hate when that happens.
Right? I hate being right.
Like, you make a pun about a word, and someone's like, actually, that's the origin of the word. And you're like, wow, that's dumb.
Oh, I was also going to say earlier, Tori, if you are looking for a good female band that just kind of rips, the woman on the cover of Never Hungover Again is Frances Quaylen from the band Hop Along.
Oh. Definitely have heard of that band, and I'm not lying right now.
I may have mispronounced her last name. I apologize if that happened. I'm cold reading it.
And if she's listening, we're really sorry.
Yeah, I'm really sorry you chose to listen to this.
I was gonna say, honestly, just a sorry to all our listeners. A blanket apology.
Yeah. And
if you're out there listening,
what's wrong with you? Why did you do this?
From all of us, we are so sorry.
No, you know what? I retract this apology. Betty's right. If they're this far into this podcast, they brought this on themselves.
What if they're just skipping ahead, and now it's just us apologizing? Well, it's me apologizing. I'm
not apologizing.
I'm still sorry.
Well, I'm very sorry about a lot of things, but you making it this far into the podcast is not one of them. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I will probably listen to some more Joyce Manor, especially since it happens so quickly.
Yes.
And now I will feel very bad about making you listen to like some stoner doom album that's. I have what is it? Bell Witch's most recent album is one song that is. One second. It's one song that is 83 minutes long.
Oh, wow.
That's like Alice's Restaurant.
Yeah.
What's Alice's Restaurant?
That's the John Denver?
You can do anything you want. Alice's Restaurant. Dun, dun, dun.
I guess I'm going to have to Google it myself and no one's going to explain to me.
Arlo Guthrie. It's a long-ass song that... Oh, it's 18 minutes, yeah.
How long is that new Bob Dylan song? Isn't it like 15? Where he just half remembered what happened during the JFK assassination?
Is that real?
Yeah, I believe he had a 15-minute. Let's look it up.
But the song Mirror Reaper is so long that they have it on vinyl and it's double pressed on 2 albums, and they had to like come up with a new name for it because it's broken down into 4 parts on the thing. So it's like disc 1 as above, disc 2 so below. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting name.
Bob Dylan releases 17-minute song about JFK assassination. This happened on March 26th of this year.
Ew.
It's called Murder Most Foul.
Okay, so real quick, before we do anything else, I think I found a good example of the thing I was talking about before with the musicals and the rhyming. So, it would be like, ain't no length to which a girl won't go, any way the wind blows. Oh, how far will you go? I don't know. But you don't know? No. Like, you get what I mean?
Yes, but to be fair, those are all said by different people.
Yeah, but that's the worst, when it's like back and forth between multiple people, and it's like they each get a line, and it all rhymes, and it's all off kilter. It's the worst thing.
Or the best thing.
It feels like an improv scene where everyone's trying to hit the button, and you're just like, no, it's one person does it.
Why don't we have an improv team?
We are an improv team.
In a sense, we are. In a sense, we all are. You, the listeners, me, the better improviser than you.
Is that what you think, Danny?
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to actually get into credentials because then I will lose.
I was about to say, how many improv competitions have you won?
Probably none.
Yeah, well, I won the talent show with my improv team in high school.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Luke.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
I'm so sorry that you just drowned in pussy afterwards. It was awful.
Wait, did I ever tell you guys the story of my brother owning a limo?
No.
Okay, so my brother owned a limo. Like, God, I want to say
Why?
he got it his senior year of high school or so. It was just like a trashy, like, he replaced part of the paint on the side with checkered duct tape and then repainted the roof with just like regular house paint, and stood on it to do it, so it just had his footprints everywhere. And it was this weird, like, off tan color. But he kept a snorkel in the back. And if you said, Zach, why do you keep a snorkel in the back? He would go, because the number 1 cause of death for any limo driver is drowning in pussy.
Oh, no. Did he ever hook up with anyone in the back of the limo?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Yeah, what a weird question to ask.
Oh, it's important. I gotta know
I
how
understand
valid
why
were his
you
drowning
asked it.
concerns.
But it seems like information she wouldn't have.
Well, I don't know. She seems like super open with her family. Like
That's true. Tori has told me things where I'm like, I would never know that.
Like what?
Well, I don't know if you want this on the podcast, but one time you told us you let a guy pee through your legs.
Yeah, that's normal.
That is not normal.
Yeah.
We were both very drunk at a party. We had to pee. There was a very long line. He was my very good friend.
Here's what's even more abnormal about it. That you told us.
We were talking about it.
Doing it is one thing, and then like if you do that, you take it to your grave.
I'm not ashamed.
That's where I think. Now, one of the splits in this conversation, me and Benny are on this side of the not peeing between each other's legs. Tori's on the other side. I, however, am on the same side with Tori, where if I did some ridiculous shit like that, I'm probably going to tell anyone. I don't care.
I live my life in shame, and my whole goal is to not talk about things ever.
The whole goal is your success in life can be noted by the number of words in your obituary. And it's like golf. The more words there are, the more you're losing. So if you get like a little like, he passed away Tuesday surrounded by loved ones, it's like, cool.
Well, that's too much. They know I have loved ones.
Yeah.
I can do better.
That's too much information. Passed away peacefully Friday.
I think that's too much information.
We don't want to know. Yeah. They know it was peaceful. They know you were ready to die, and that might make you feel shame.
Even worse, if they know it's peaceful, someone ratted then. Someone went behind my dead back and told the newspaper I died peacefully.
Just, you're like on your deathbed, and the nurse is like, is there anything we can get you? Wouldn't you like to know, you rat? And the guy's like, what the fuck? Mr. Benny passed, but like, it was really weird.
I like how I haven't earned enough respect at that point.
No, I just don't think you'd give them a last name. You'd check into the retirement home like, hi, I'm Benny. Oh, Benny. Correct, Benny. What's your last name?
Thank you so much for saying I had to check into a retirement home, and this doesn't happen in 2 months because my diet is pizza and hamburgers.
If I was to write Benny's obituary, here's how it would go. Benjamin Cooster is dead, I believe. His favorite season of The Wire was season 2. And then that way I'll know if you're alive, because you will immediately contact me to tell me that it is too personal or that I am wrong.
Benny's standing on a hill near a grave site. People are crying and lowering a coffin, and he pulls his hat down over his sunglass-covered eyes and takes out a phone and calls, and you hear, "It wasn't season 2, Tori. I'm coming for you."
I could take Benny.
Have you guys ever seen that clip of Kawaii Leonard where somebody asked, like a report, this is like Christmas Eve, and somebody asked him, like, so what are the Christmas plans in the Leonard household? And he goes, private, and walks away.
Wait, Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard.
The basketball player that Benny named his D&D character after?
Oh. I thought he just named it Kawaii for, like...
Not like the Japanese word for cute. No, there is a man whose name is Kawaii.
What? You're telling me the Japanese word for cute is kawaii?
Yeah, I mean, normally it's more pronounced like kawaii, but like, if you say it quick, like kawaii, yeah. Like, oh, kawaii desu, like, that's cute.
And I played a whole D&D campaign, and that never came up?
But it could be worse. You could be named that in real life.
Yeah, that's true. Kawhi Leonard. You could be that and have the personality of Kawhi Leonard.
I thought you knew and that was what you were going for. I didn't know there was a basketball man.
It's Boardman.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard plays for my favorite team, the Los Angeles Clippers, and he's famously, like, private. Like, even more so than, like, you'd expect for somebody that famous. He's maybe, like, the second or third best player in the league. He's tweeted maybe 3 times.
He is an odd duck. That is for sure.
All of his teammates, the number one question they get asked is Kawhi normal?
And what do they say? Private?
Well, no, they say, like, yeah, like, around us he's fine. I think he's just shy. Like, I think he's just a shy person.
Like, after that question about Christmas, he walked away from when the reporter got in his car and he's like, oh, jeez, I blew it. I just wanted to say, like, it was like a private little family thing, and I yelled at him. I feel bad.
Well, and then, like, there's another story where, I guess this isn't a story, this is a clip of him that's famous, where somebody asked him, like, what he's like, and he goes, I'm a fun guy, and then laughs, but you've never seen a person, like, force himself to laugh more, like it sounds like he's a robot. I'll find a clip and share it. It's hard to visualize.
So what are you like, Kawaii? I'm like a normal human who likes laughter and fun.
That's pretty accurate.
Wait a minute, is he your favorite player? Because not only is he very good, but also you somehow identify with his appeared odd shyness?
Yes, I would definitely say it has a lot to do with the way he is.
My fear is that if I watch this video, you will all listen to it through my audio.
I mean,
do it, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that's his normal laugh and he's embarrassed by it.
Yeah, no, like, it's definitely...
Like, that's fair.
It's fair fair that he's embarrassed.
Exactly. If you were, like, a super shy person that had a laugh like that, and you just got a bunch of cameras and lights pointed at you, and that's how you responded, like, yeah, that seems perfectly right. This is very on brand.
I'm also going to send you a picture of his hands, because they are...
His hands?
Yes.
Is this going to make me horny on Maine?
It could. Well, you know what they say about people with big hands?
Big gloves?
Big gloves. Yep. I'm happy we rushed each other to that.
Yeah. Did you say on Maine, Tori?
Yeah, you can't be horny on Maine.
Yeah, horny on Maine.
What is that?
Like on your main Twitter feed.
Yeah, or like your main Instagram instead of my Finstagram.
Oh, you're not on your Finsta. You're liking thirst traps on your main. That's not a good look.
Yeah, you're... I almost said something that we definitely would have had to cut.
Well, now I'm curious.
You gotta do it. I'll cut it. I don't care.
I almost went, yeah, you're Mike.
He does follow my Finstagram.
Oh, he likes all your fucking thirst traps on your regular Instagram.
I would not call most of my regular Instagrams thirst traps.
I'm not saying you have a lot of them. I'm saying he likes all of them.
Does he not like your photos?
No. Mike would never like one of my photos.
Do you follow him?
Yeah.
Does he follow you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tori, I don't know if you know how this works for, like...
I don't send blood to his penis.
Yeah. Getting likes is a very, gender and sex-based situation.
The most likes I have on an Instagram photo is, like, 8.
Really?
I've also
How
sent
many
you a picture.
followers do you have?
Granted, that number is also probably in part played by...
I have 82 followers.
So at one point, Benny made a post that was so good, 10% of the people that followed him liked it. He has monstrously large hands.
They are.
Very big.
Well, that was Joyce Manor.
Yeah, that was our
Never
in-depth
hungover
review
again.
of Never Hungover Again.
Woof.
We can edit a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm keeping all the good stuff, i.e. all of it except for my bathroom break. That's the dangerous part they don't tell you about staying hydrated is you got to keep going to the bathroom. I don't know who they are, but... Alright, well, yeah, this is running a bit long, so we'll cut it here.
I've been B.
I've been T.
I've been... me.
No, I've stolen your identity.
Oh no, not again! Look, if you message my boyfriend one more time, I swear to God... I don't have a boyfriend.
Well, then, I don't remember what my thing for signing off is.
Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, only to my Instagram. And not to this podcast.
I don't say anything at the end.